الحمد لله وكفى وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ذرهم يأكلوا ويتمتعوا ويلههم الأمل فسوف يعلمون وما أهلكنا من قرية إلا ولها كتاب معلوم ما تسبق من أمة أجلها وما يستأخرون وقالوا يا أيها الذي نزل عليه الذكر إنك لمجنون لو ما تأتينا بالملائكة إن كنت من الصادقين ما ننزل الملائكة إلا بالحق وما كانوا إذا منظرين إنا نحن نزلنا الذكر وإنا له لحافظون صدق الله العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. This third ayah of Surah Hijr, ذرهم يأكلوا ويتمتعوا ويلههم الأمل. We did it last night as well. One thing that was missed is that where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said ذرهم, let them يأكلوا ويتمتعوا, let them eat, let them enjoy, ويلههم الأمل, let their fancy make them neglectful and forget about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One thing that is a message for the believers here is that do not be impressed by their lifestyle, do not wish that you had a lifestyle like them. The Prophet ﷺ has mentioned in a hadith 4 kinds of people. One person is one that Allah has given wealth and they spend it in seeking the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, where it should be spent, connecting ties, spending on the needy people. That is the best person. Then there is a person who does not have wealth but wishes that if I had wealth I would have spent it in a good manner, connecting the ties, taking care of the needy people. So the Prophet ﷺ has said that these first 2 are the same in reward. Then there is people who have wealth but they spend it against the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, going after haram things, spending in the wrong ways. Such a person, and that person, that 4th kind of a person who does not have wealth but wishes that if they had wealth they would have also spent it in unnecessary things, in places of the displeasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, inviting the anger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. These 2 people are also the same. So therefore, number 1, we do not have to be impressed. We do not have to think too much about the luxuries, the pleasures, the good food, the good how they are fulfilling their necessities of life, how they are getting the luxuries, how they are living comfortable lives. Muslims have to know, and this is one of the core beliefs of Islam, that this world is a place of action. You have to work hard in this world. If Allah gives you comforts and luxuries, that is the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the fadl of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You should give thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Also you should ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for comfort and ease in this life. But if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives hardnesses or ease, what really matters is Darul Jaza, which is the hereafter. That is for the believers, and the disbelievers, they do not have any share in that reward and the comfort and the luxuries of the hereafter. So therefore, zarhum, let them be, do not think about them, do not go after them, do not be impressed with them. وَمَا أَهْلَكْنَا مِنْ قَرْيَةٍ إِلَّا وَلَهَا كِتَابٌ مَعْلُومٌ. We did not destroy any town without having a predetermined time for it. مَا تَسْبِقُ مِنْ أُمَّةٍ أَجَلَهَا وَمَا يَسْتَأْخِرُونَ. No people can precede their appointed time, nor can they exceed it. So these people who think that the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not coming, and therefore they use it as an evidence, they use it as an argument that since the punishment of Allah that you talk about is not coming to us, we must be the right people and you must be wrong. So this is not the case. In as has been the case with every single nation, Allah allows them time, and there is an appointed time where the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala comes and catches them. It does not precede, it does not delay. لَوْ مَا تَأْتِينَا بِالْمَلَائِكَةِ إِن كُنْتَ مِنَ الصَّادِقِينَ. The other thing that they said is that why do you not bring the angels to us if you are one of the إِن كُنْتَ مِنَ الصَّادِقِينَ, if you are among the truthful people. So the punishment of Allah, or to prove your prophethood, why do you not bring malaika? angels. Ma nunazzilul malaikata illa bil haqqi wa ma kanu idhan munzarin. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given a principle that we do not send down the angels except with truth, and then they shall be given no respite. So one of the key things that we have to understand is that our beliefs, they are on things of ghaib, they are on things of the unseen, and that is the challenge. If somebody sees Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or somebody sees the angels, or somebody sees the Jannah and the hereafter and the hellfire and all those things, then what's the point? What's the test? When you are seeing something, you are believing in it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that we do not, yes, we do send down angels, but at that time where the time for action is gone. If you see the angels come to a person at the time of death, or when the punishment is being sent down on people. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does send angels, and sometimes there have been things where they see the angels, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that we do not send down the angels except with the truth, and then we do not give any respite after that. We do not allow any time. That is the time when you see the angels. You will see the angels at one point, but then the time will be gone. One ayah that I missed, وَقَالُوا يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِي نُزِّلَ عَلَيْهِ الذِّكْرُ إِنَّكَ لَمَجْنُونَ. They said that, O you, the Prophet ﷺ, to whom the dhikr, and dhikr means Quran, the words of the Quran, the meaning of the Quran. إِنَّكَ لَمَجْنُونَ, نَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ, you are surely an insane person. The answer here is in this ayah, Inna nahnu nazzalna dhikra wa inna lahu lahafidhun. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that we ourselves have sent down the dhikr, the Quran, wa inna lahu lahafidhun, and we are there to protect it, and we will keep on protecting it. So therefore, by the words of the Quran, we understand and we know that the correct words of the Quran and the correct meaning of the Quran, till the day of judgment, it will be preserved in some way or form. There will be definitely some people who will know the Quran, its correct meaning, and there will be some people always there who will understand the deen perfectly, and they will follow the practice of deen perfectly. And these people are the people who follow the example of the Prophet ﷺ and the Sahaba in the words of the Prophet ﷺ. These are the people who keep on following what I am on and what my Sahaba are on. So such people will remain till the day of judgment, and these are the people through whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is taking the action of the work of protection of deen. So this zikr, the Quran, and the explanation of the Quran, which is actually the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, the sayings and the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has himself taken the responsibility of protecting it. In the previous nations, the other books, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had deputed the responsibility of protecting and preserving the book to the people, and they, in the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, sold it for a very petty price. They changed the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, changed the meaning of the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala according to their own desire. But this Quran, Allah has taken the responsibility of keeping it safe, keeping it preserved and protected from all sorts of transformations and all sorts of misfiguring himself. So there is several examples and several ways where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does it. One example is the Quran, the people who memorize the Quran in this ummah. There is always people who store the Quran in their chests, and they become huffaz of the Quran, the protectors of the Quran, the guardians of the Quran, where they protect the words of the Quran. And there is people who are Ahlul Quran, the righteous ulama, who follow the meaning and practice of the Quran, preserve it and propagate it to people. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is taking all these works for 1400 years, more than that. Not even a single dhamma or fatha or kasra of the Quran has been changed. Not even a single letter of the Quran has been replaced. In fact, there are some stories that have been mentioned in the time of Sayyidina Umar Khattab radiallahu anh. In Surah Al-Kahf, there is a place where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned the story of Hazrat Hijr and Hazrat Musa ala nabiyina alayhi salatu wassalam, that when they went to a locality, they went to a town, these people, they said, فَأَبَوْا أَن يُضَيِّفُوهُمَا, they said they refused to feed them. So these people, when the Quran was being compiled, they came to Hazrat Umar Khattab radiallahu anhu and said that this is a disgrace to our people, that the Quran says فَأَبَوْا أَن يُضَيِّفُوهُمَا, that our town, our people, they refuse to feed them. So could you just move this one dot from below to the top and add another dot, change from above to fa'ataw, which would mean that they came running, they came to them to feed them. So Hazrat Umar Khattab radiallahu anh, of course, did not do it. And similarly, there's several other examples. Another story that's written in the time of the Khalifa Imam Mamun Rashid. He was a ruler, Khalifa of Muslims. In his time, there is a person who came to his court, and he was a very knowledgeable person. And Mamun Rashid invited him to Islam, but he said that I am a Yahudi and I am a knowledgeable Yahudi, Jewish person. I am not going to transform to Islam. And then he went away and he tried to test all those religions, and he wrote beautiful scripts of the Bible, the Torah, and took it to their places of worship. And only looking at the physical beauty of it, they bought it with high price, that we are going to keep this beautiful scripture in our place of worship. But when he went to any masjid that he went to, or even if he tried to sell it to a common Muslim, nobody bought it except before they verified if they have written the Quran in its correct form or not. And his Quran that he tried to change, it was never sold. He kept it, so he understood that this is the true deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that Allah is going to preserve to the day of judgment, and then he transformed to Islam. So this is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protects the Quran and the meaning and the understanding of the Quran. Not even the tiniest change is possible. And those people on the other side who try to change the Quran, who try to change the meaning of Quran, they are only seasonal. They come, they do their efforts, they create a lot of effect, but then what happens, that we know Mu'tazila, others, they have all been part of history. They have come and they have gone, but the real meaning of the Quran, the real understanding of the Quran, it stays. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us the people of Quran. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us a share in the protection of Quran. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us the hafidhin and the muhafidhin of deen. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Rabbana taqabbal minna innaka antas samiul alim wa tub alayna innaka antat tawwabur rahim. So the meaning here is that Allah has sent down the zikr, and Allah is not going to hand it over to a majnoon person. Allah is not going to give it to a majnoon person, a crazy and insane person that you say that he's an insane person. He's not going to, Allah is not going to give the Quran in the hands of an insane person, because he has taken the responsibility of protecting it. ربنا تقبل منا انك انت السميع العليم وتب علينا انك انت التواب الرحيم وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى اله وصحبه اجمعين. امين برحمتك يا ارحم الراحمين.